soccer, representing Great Britain, Harriet Dart and Johnny O'Mara.
And the Aussies waiting backstage, and there is a couple of iconic Australian tennis players as well. And there's another one just around the corner as well. John Pearce, there he is. Don't worry, John, I wasn't going to leave you out. Winner, of course, of the Australian Open doubles with Henry Continent back in 2017. He's been a finalist at Wimbledon and at the US Open, of course, with Jamie Murray and Sam Stosur. One special woman. What a career she has had. Absolutely phenomenal, of course. A former world #1 in doubles as well. Has a legendary singles career. Winner of the US Open, of course. Finalist at the French Open. Winner of the Australian, French, US Open doubles as well. And Harriet Dart out there doesn't play an awful lot of doubles out there, does try and play some weeks, finalists at Granby recently, but nothing even close to the stratosphere that the two Australians have been playing and winning in. Johnny O'Mara, of course, with 3 career doubles titles from Scotland, went through the Scottish university route, very excellent university up there in Stirling, which is where Johnny O'Mara was at, didn't go through the American college system.
Hello.
That's worked out well for the 27-year-old.
She will help us for the talk tonight. Do you have any questions? Do you know everything? Deciding point, match tiebreak. When it's deciding point, you serve on Sam and she serve on you. And any questions? Heads or tails? Tails. Tails? You go for it. Fantastic. Heads. Sir? Can you do a picture with her and then without her, please?
And you just never know in this competition. Round robin like life gives you just another opportunity, and it's called tomorrow or the next day, and that's the case for the Australians in this particular tie as well. Of course, they have lost it in terms of the number of matches that GB have won. It's 3-1, but just never know if it comes back to a count up just how important this particular match will be. No great surprise that Dan Evans didn't want to quickly get back out of there after that couple of set defeat there in what was a wonderful second set with Jason Kubler. He is a great doubles player, of course. Dan Evans, 3 Masters 1000 runners-up. He doesn't play an awful lot, but he's left it up to Johnny O'Mara out here. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Casey Delacock. Welcome, Casey. Lovely to be with you for the first time. Not this year. You know, everyone's talking about the new season.
We're not there yet.
We haven't even celebrated New Year, and I'm planning to.
Well, yes, great to be back with you, Mark. Working again on the tennis. Very exciting. And as you said, you don't know in this format, you know, you never know. We've got another tie for both Australia and Great Britain to play, and could come back on a count back. So yeah, looking forward to this. A lot of energy in the stadium now after that singles match with Kubler and Evans as well.
Yeah, and there is Johnny O'Mara, as I say. He's currently just inside the world's top 100 in doubles. He was inside the world's top 50 as well. 3 doubles titles for him, winning in Stockholm and Eastbourne with Luke Bambridge. He won 1 in Bulgarian Sofia with Ken Skumsky as well. But he's up against a team on the other side that has a fair bit of silver polish to have to get through all of their trophies that they have in their trophy cabinets. John, of course, now with a growing family, and well, perhaps doesn't hit the links quite as often as he would like to these days, Casey. Not as much golf being played by John in his off-season these days, I would imagine.
No, between tennis and 2 kids, I'm not sure there's a lot of time for that.
Oh, you never know. I don't know his domestic situation. Maybe he's got a very forgiving mother of his 2 kids, and he gets out there and plays a few 18 holes when he gets a chance. But of course, he was a product as well of Australian tennis, but also of the US college system was John. Middle Tennessee State got him first, and of course, the wonderful Texas University of Baylor also had the pleasure of him playing. 26 career titles for John. And also a winner of the mixed doubles this year as well. I think he knows a thing or two about winning at the US Open in the men's doubles. And in the singles, of course. What an inspiration he was in that second set, that singles as well, Casey.
Yeah, he absolutely was. I think when you've got Leighton on the side of the court, as Jason said, it's hard to not get up and get a bit of that never say die attitude on the court. But I think it's been a really great vibe in Team Australia this week. I think having Sam and Leighton as co-captains has been really great. I've seen them out in the practice court, and it's been wonderful to have them both on court and really inspiring the next generation of players.
There's Sam Stosur leading from the front as playing captain alongside John Peers. Talk to me a little bit about Sam Stosur and what she's meant to Australian tennis.
Well, I think when you think of Sam Stosur and the legacy that she'll leave behind, it's one of professionalism, it's one of heart. She loves representing her nation, and who can forever get the win over Serena Williams at the US Open. But I think seeing her here this week as co-captain and with Zoe Hives and Maddie Inglis, and it's been really lovely to see her. We know that she's, you know, thinking about life after tennis. There's no doubt about it. She's already had a year of not playing singles. But I think she's just a pleasure to be around. And
Team Australia won the toss and then
look how fit she is at 39, still out here competing. And I think she's the one player that you'll always say she never left any stone unturned. No questions asked.
Yeah, we talk about obviously the win over Serena, and obviously went on to the crowning glory in terms of singles career, winning that title at the US Open in 2011. But you could arguably say that the win against Justine Henin at the French Open on the way to the final there, 2010, was just, I would say, would usurp that, because she was, of course, Henin at that stage on a 24-match winning streak.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think about the type of tennis that she played at Roland Garros, if you actually asked her probably where she played her best tennis and what she loved, it was Roland Garros. French Open has a special place in Sam's heart. I agree, that win over Henin was extraordinary, and a number of other great runs at Roland Garros. And the consistency that she has throughout her career at slam level and through in terms of ranking.
Show me some magic. Have fun. Come on, Harriet.
Has been amazing, incredible. Well, he might not be back out on court, but he's well and truly back in that team zone, isn't he, Dan Evans?
Yeah, he is at times a lovable rogue, but he is a fantastic team member. And he has a magnetic personality, and he will be pushing his side to try and claim a fourth win over Australia. It's a tough task against the partnership of Peers and Stosur. Oh, that's not bad. Was it magic Henman wanted?
Love 15.
Just winners.
Just winners. Magic and just winners.
Healthy dose of disguise on that particular shot. Oh, this is promising.
Love 30.
Come on, Harriet, right here. Come on,
Well, I know Harriet's
18-13.
hit the doubles court, women's doubles court. I wonder how much mixed doubles she's played throughout her career. It's obviously played at Grand Slam level, and there's very few opportunities to get the chance to play mixed doubles. So I'm sure this is a fairly new experience for her.
Johnny O'Mara coming firing out of the blocks there. Oh, Sam Stosur unsure whether that was going to drop in. And a lightning fast start for Team GB. And
Johnny.
and everything they touched in that game, regardless of whether it was on the strings or not, turned to gold. Pearce, of course, a bronze medalist with Ash Barty at the Tokyo Olympics. Harriet, of course, made the final Wimbledon in the mixed doubles with Joe Salisbury.
Yeah, that's right.
Back in 2021, lost, of course, to Ziri Kravchuk and Neil Skupski that particular year.
Yeah, that was a good result. From Harriet, dart at the net.
15 love.
Second serve, saw it coming straight towards her. Did a good job with the volley, just over the net, made Sam hit up.
Third love.
Doing all the right things, trying to take the middle of the court out of play for the Australians there.
30-15. T15.
Trying to dart away from that one. I was going to use the fun, but
You're allowed to,
okay,
anytime.
Good. It was a silly mum joke, but great return there from Sam Stosur, setting up the smash for John Pearce.
Yeah, that was great. Peers actually read the second serve. He'd already gone that way. Sam Stosur gave the fake. Thank you very much.
Deciding points.
Of course, it is gender versus gender here. It's not a choice for the returners. O'Mara versus Peers. Oh, and O'Mara's gone with a very off-pace delivery there, and that was a pretty easy return for John Peers to make. To be honest, Harriet Dart was covering the line a little bit too much. There was an acre of space cross-court. That's a fairly simple break back in the end for the Australians. O'Mara, of course, made the quarterfinals of the mixed doubles this year at Wimbledon. With Alicia Barnett, who's had a pretty good season with Olivia Nichols as well. And that was an epic match against Jamie Murray and Venus Williams there. Venus, who was a very last-minute entry into the mixed doubles, said she was inspired by her sister Serena to get back in it, but that match going down to the match tiebreaker, 18-16. O'Mara winning that one on his 5th match point. Murray and Williams had 5 match points.
Sam doing a wonderful job in this game. And solid on serve. This is what we love to see in mixed doubles. A wonderful exchange here of reflex volleys. John doing a great job getting himself in a good position. Sam taping the net down the highest part of the net there.
Nice turnaround, neat little turnaround here after dropping John Peers' opening service game from Team Australia, and it's 2-1. Once again facing his teammates as we take you back to Manly. We showed you that a little bit earlier on, but it is such a beautiful place, and of course, as everyone knows, it's also home to Wally Masur. There's so many reasons to get out there, Casey. Spend a bit of time out there yourself?
I've Manly Wharf, get on the ferry over there, beautiful spot for fish and chips, pick a nice restaurant, beaches are beautiful.
Are you a surfer?
No, I'm a swimmer. I love the beach, spend a lot of time at the beach, but not a surfer, unfortunately. I love to watch the surfers.
I don't have the body or the balance for it. Well, it's a late-ish night here, just gone 10 o'clock local time in Sydney at the Ken Rosewell Arena as we enjoy this doubles. But as we say, still may have permutations potentially, of course, in the outcome of Group C. The tie decided in terms of the matches won by Team GB at 3-1 right now. This could be important And it's been a good year for John Peers in mixed doubles as well. Good success at the French Open, but ultimate success at the US Open, breaking that 21-year drought, of course, in mixed doubles by an Australian pairing. Renee Stubbs and Todd Woodbridge, the last mixed doubles winners of the US Open Championship. Did you used to like playing mixed doubles, Casey?
Loved it. I have a Roland Garros mixed doubles title to my name, and yeah, I loved it. I grew up playing a lot of mixed doubles at Clubland, whether it be 12 and unders, 14 and unders, just learned to compete. Loved being around the net with my counterparts. And honestly, you love playing at Grand Slams, so then to be able to sign up and play mixed doubles as well and hang around at the Grand Slams for as long as you could was always a dream of mine. And then you just learn so many different skills as well about being around the net, having to return the man's serve.
Quite a high-risk game, Harriet Dart, hasn't she? And when it's good, as we know, and it has been great at times this season, it's very tough, even for some of the best players in the world, to contend with. A little bit of an Achilles heel still around that second serve at times. The only thing that Johnny Mara was going to do there was either feel it, because he certainly wasn't going to see it.
No, some great cross-court rallying, but you can see how close John is to the net and closing so well at the net. I've missed your little anecdotes, Pet.
Yeah, that's good play. It's really good play. And they've combined very nicely there to put the opening game behind them, and they've reeled off 3 games superbly.
First point team, yeah? First serves, mate, come on.
Yeah, that just was lacking in that first game. They went and lost John Peers' serves first game. Just missed a few first serves, but I'm sure he'll rectify that here. Some really great movement from both players, really cramming the net, making Dart feel like she's got less space. Feeling a lot of pressure at the back there. Oh.
Love 15.
Back edge. Well in, well in.
Love 30.
That is the way to uncomplicate things. 201k serve right down the middle. That's a brilliant return. Didn't look as though there was room there.
No, it's almost the toughest return to hit, isn't it? The least amount of space, but just timed it perfectly.
First one, Harriet.
Use the left hand just to flick just out of reach of Sam there.
And everything's easy in hindsight, but that probably should have gone through the middle. Harriet done a lovely bit of work on the block return. It created space because Stosur had to go and cover the line, and Piers was hustling to the middle, but he wasn't there.
Oh. Yes. The setting point.
Glenn McGrath outswing on that one. That was beautiful. Couldn't have walked round and placed it better. And here we are. Deciding point.
Again.
Great escape for Australia. And they extend their lead to 3 games, 4-1 opening set. This might be an unfair question because you may know the answer to it and you can't answer it, but what do you feel Sam will want to do after she quits tennis? What do you think she'll, you know, somebody that's been that good at something, the next stage of their life is always going to be hard to kind of find something that gives you, you know, I'm sure you found it as well, Casey. Unfortunately, my expectations after I finished were much higher. I knew the next part of my life was going to be a lot better than my playing career.
Well, you've exceeded expectations of what you thought.
That is true. My English teacher says exactly the same thing. But what do you think that Sam will want to do?
Yeah, look, I think it's really important to find your purpose. I think she'll really want to inspire the next generation of players coming through.
Yeah, and she just, I'd love to know what she's thinking, what she's pondering about the next steps of her life, to find that incentive, apart from the family, to bounce out of bed.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think she has done a little bit of TV before. I think she'll want to get out on court. I think she's got so much intel and so much knowledge and so much experience that needs to not be unused, and I think this is a great opportunity, being co-captain, to be able to start those steps in terms of the next stage, because we do know that her career is winding up.
Got a lot of illuminati in this country, though, haven't you, in terms of ex-players, men, but also on the women's side. Elisa Molik, obviously, you know, yourself. I mean, you've got a lot of great players that have played this game as well. Is there room for you all?
Yeah, there's something for everyone to do. We've got a lot of work to do. But I think the biggest thing is we all love the game. We obviously have a rich tennis history in Australia, and we all grew up at clubland, and we love the game of tennis. So it's a really great environment and a great workplace to be in.
It's good to hear. Not always the case across the world, that's for sure, that everybody gets on and pulls together and the next generation come through to make the next rest of them. Big job for Ivan Lubicic, just gone to the French Federation. They've just hired him. Still got a lot of their former players involved in the system, but they felt as though they wanted to go outside for a while. You might know a thing or two about tennis.
Let's second service.
Such a vicious forehand, isn't it? So much work on it.
Yeah, I've played with Sam and obviously against her many times. And when she winds up on this forehand and has got time on the ball, you can see the shape over the net though. Just so much height, room for error.
It's quite close to her right hip as well, isn't it? Like I kind of feel like the racket disappears behind her. So it's really tough to see where the ball's going to go.
Oh. 40-15. Let's the service. Team Great Britain. Team Australia leads 4 games to 2.
It's been a pretty fast and furious start here. Perhaps things just settling down a little bit more into a pattern.
Another great first serve. Mixed doubles, it feels extra crucial when you make that first serve because it just allows the male at the net to really get involved. You can see here, as soon as Sam makes that first serve, John Peers is all over the net looking to help and put away that one.
30 love. Let's the service.
Great reactions from John Peers, kept his team in it. Dart should have done better, but all the same, that was very sharp from John Peers.
He doesn't turn his back, racket out in front.
She's hit better volleys. Oh, she won't hit many better returns, though.
Cracking return from Dart.
40-30.
So good. Well, I'll give you this one.
Use. Deciding point.
Just lost a little bit of rhythm on her serve. Should be pretty keen, Sam Stosur, to make the first serve here after what's gone on in this game. Oh, Harriet Dart with a couple of absolutely spectacular returns. And we're back on serve in the opening set.
Team Australia
Great
lead
play.
4 games to 3.
Great return. Well, great work. Come on. Yeah, let her play John. Well, if I can let her have John serve, I'd let her. No. Shall I ask? We're on about John Pierce. Oh, right, yeah, let her play. Yeah. Stop crossing, let her play. You know, with the returners,
Great response here from Harriet Dart. She missed that volley, which she should never have really missed, and then she produces that little gem. And then this little angled arrow past John Peers, who's camped on the net there.
Great work.
And that's the thing about Harriet Dart. She can really light things up at times and take the racket out of her opponent's hands.
I agree. Line a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if you can get her in the net, I cover the line. If she hits it inside out, too good.
Great stuff. Great playing.
Two British players that have done it sort of by themselves. As I said, Johnny O'Mara up at Stirling University up there in Scotland. He was born in West Yorkshire but lived up in Scotland. And they have a wonderful educational facility and sporting facility up there in Stirling. Unfortunately, they had an academy there for the juniors, but that is due to close in 2024 just for whatever reasons. It hasn't really worked out. All operations will be centralised at Loughborough, which is up in the Midlands in the UK. That was really well done from John Peers. He knew what his opponent was going to do because he put himself in Johnny O'Mara's shoes and was thinking, well, if I was in his shoes, I'm going to cover middle after he picks up the first volley, and he just slips it, I should say, down the line.
Yeah, solid from John at the baseline as well.
Love 30.
Well, she served exceptionally well in her singles match earlier tonight. Did throw in a few doubles, but that one way long.
Led for service. Love 40.
Just as I said in the previous game, maybe it's starting to settle down. That's been anything but the case.
Commentator's curse.
I won't be putting an invoice in for today. Just a little too much pace on it. Stosur drew the eye of Harriet Dart and wanted the ball to come there, but it was just too good.
30-40. Yes. Deciding point.
Harriet, well done, Johnny. Come on.
Key in this format, isn't it?
Great
Suddenly, we've got 2 break points, and suddenly now the other team has game point. It can turn very quickly.
Great hands from Johnny O'Mara.
Great
Great hold, Harriet. Great hold. Come on, go again. Great hold. Come on. Read them. She's so square to the net. She's gone here, and then she has to try and hit it. So she's only got her arm into it. Yeah, but she loses coordination. Little topper on the volley there. Great return, Harriet.
Just dissecting what was going on with Harriet Dart. So interestingly enough, you're not seeing this because you're looking at the replay. Harriet Dart just shadow swinging her serve.
15 on.
Obviously something that they've been sort of trying to work on.
Feel there from Sam at the net. Smart choice of shot.
30.
Just opens the racket face. Look how still her head is, and just lovely placement over the net. Well, John needed to get a good first serve in there. Harriet's been returning extremely well.
Yeah. Team Australia.
Yeah, they scramble to safety. It's been an entertaining 9 games so far. Australia have taken 5 of them.
Lack of rhythm on from that one. No worries.
Good energy, huh? Yeah, yeah, all day long. Good weight. It's great, great energy. Just keep moving at the net, honestly, you're so good at the net. Yeah, I need to play. Especially when you haven't played, to like get back in the leg.
If he goes line.
Yeah.
We don't want to have rallies out here. Yeah. You know, you just get in amongst us.
Get stuck
He doesn't
in.
want to rally, so.
No, great playing. Come on. And again, strong game here. Strong game here. It's spare one.
Casey, John O'Mara just saying we don't want to have rallies like that, just we want to keep it short and sharp, I think is what he was saying. It's not just on his racket, though, to make that happen. How does he make it happen like that? What is he saying? She needs to be more active at the net?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest, Petch, because... yeah, not quite sure. I'm sure Sam and John don't want long rallies either. They're not trying to extend any type of rallies out here.
You're looking for the gaps on the court at the end of the day.
Love.
That was Harriet's.
15
Sometimes at this particular precarious stage in an opening set, they can take just 1 point. One bad decision and a bit of traction here for Team Australia.
Let's the service.
Do you have a preference in terms of stance when players are doing I formation, in terms of one foot in front of the other? Because Dart gets...
She's in a situation, it's tough to get out of that position perhaps as quickly as you need to.
Yeah, you really want to be explosive and up out of that position. You'll see she drops her bottom knee right to the ground. You just lose a little bit of elasticity to be able to jump out and explode up out of that position.
Tough to criticise somebody as great as Sam Stosur, but it does feel at the moment that she doesn't really know where she wants to return. There is just so much variety coming of her. I mean, the return before that was a very good serve, and she was trying to squeeze it on the angle on the offs, backhand, which is a very tricky shot. There she's trying to hit it down the line. It feels as though just pick one spot for a minute and get some rhythm on the return.
Yeah, and if you're going to pick one spot, I would pick hard and fast through the middle part of the court. Big targets, but just commit to a shot. And then once you start to find some rhythm on return, then you can start to feel your way around the court, but just hard and fast through the middle part of the court. And Sam has had a tendency to do that on return of serve over her career. And as you said, champion of our game. I feel like we're being overcritical, but it is a good place to go in mixed doubles, is right through the middle part of the court.
Yeah, and there's no question that Dart's shown a little frailty on the volley as well, so keep testing it, almost psychologically trying to push that thought into her mind that she will miss a few volleys and everything else. To the stage in doubles a lot of the time where you're forcing your opponents to miss. Just getting errors off their racket.
Come on, here we go.
Good hold.
Game, Team Australia. Team
6-5.
Australia leads 6
Stosur and
games to
Pearce.
5.
Well, as we say, there's so much to see, do in Sydney, particularly with the Indigenous culture as well, and it's flourishing right in the middle of Sydney and obviously outside of it as well. Visit the First Australians Gallery and trace ancient footsteps in the new suburbs. And, well, Casey, it is a huge, huge part of Australia, isn't it?
Sure is. I'm learning every day something new about First Nations culture.
Let's hear it for the British
Sporadic passages of good play from both teams in this opening set. Just haven't been able to sustain the kind of quality that you expect, particularly on the Australian side so far, but maybe this is their opportunity to shine once again. Stosur's job here is to make the return, just get the ball back into play, try and give her partner John Pearce someone to work with.
There's a shot that's been very trustworthy over the length of her career, is the overhead smash of Stosur. Many times I played with her, as soon as it went up, I was like, yours, yours. She's got so much strength overhead. It's in great position. Very athletic, as always.
And it's automatically called. It's not coming from the umpire's chair, so there's no argument. It's a little bit what Tim was saying, that her back foot and her back leg at times just comes up past the left foot, which is what contributes to the footfall. And it also contributes to her not having as smooth a service motion as perhaps she can, using her body and just a little too much arm. You've been on the call with Sam. What would you tell her right now?
I'd just say, just find a way to make the return. Just whatever it takes, whether that's a backhand chip lob or just find a way. Well,
40-30.
Maybe she was thinking similar along the lines. A nice smile, because she did make the return, but good reach from O'Mara at the net. Well, it's pretty close to the net already, wasn't he? Fairly easy put away in the end.
Deciding points.
Made that little situation very tough to defend with the way that O'Mara went. That was a very easy forehand return into acres of space. And here is deciding point, which of course is also a set point for Team Australia.
Game, Team Great Britain. 6 games all. Tie break.
Set point saved. Opening set tie break.
It's all good.
Team Australia. One all.
Hit your spots.
Two, one. Team Great Britain.
What are we saying with Piers? He's got too short. Come on. Come on, take it on. Be aggressive.
Two all.
Oh, he's done unbelievably well there, John Pearce. I don't know which shot was the best, to be honest. The first one was exceptional. That neutralised things. And then it was a nice nuanced little volley down the middle, because he could have tried to go for too much. And some decent athleticism as well. Could be significant.
Three all.
That's a good serve. A body serve,
Good.
a first serve.
Come on.
On a big point, just cramming Piers, allowing O'Mara to get involved. Sometimes it's all about percentages and mixed, and getting a first serve in and to the body is a very high percentage play in a crucial moment like this.
That's where you don't have to cover all the line as well. Once you, as you say, once you jam it into the hip of your opponent, very tough to squeeze it inside out down the line. "51 minutes gone and we're still dead even."
Ball 3, Team Red wicket.
Well, I think just out of the corner of an eye, maybe Sam's perhaps just taking a look at O'Mara at the net. Almost got to envision that they're not there and just commit to the shot.
Ball.
Dart, who's hit some spectacular winners off the return in this opening set, will be hoping she's got one more left. She did well to make the return, to be honest. Ferocious first serve from John Peers. It still came back, but he cleans things up nicely. And Team Australia edge ever closer to this opening set. And after the power of the previous point, he has coached a lovely return down at the feet of the incoming Johnny O'Mara. Massaged that beautifully. And O'Mara with a lot to manage from down there. Just couldn't come up with the volley as Team Australia grab another couple of set points. And the set is theirs. It was hard fought, but it goes Team Australia's way on the tiebreaker. Well, that was a lovely finish from Team Australia. Oozed class on both sides of the court, on the ad side and on the juice side there. And that might just relax Sam Stosur. A little touches have gone Great Britain's way. Australia with a win for Jason Kubler against Dan Evans earlier tonight. And again, further evidence of why you perhaps should target Harriet Dart for a while on the volleys. Just make her aware that perhaps you're coming after her. Again, that wasn't the greatest reaction volley.
Oh, a brilliant lob there. I'm sure Captain Leighton Hewitt is going to be very impressed with that lob. The man himself had one of the best lobs that the game has probably ever seen. And John here on the back foot, just enough spin on it for it to dip just at the last minute.
(15-13). 15-40. Again, Team Australia. First game, second set.
Wonderful returning there from Sam. Likes that backhand across the body and nailed that one.
Yeah, just keep on. Come on, let's go. Yeah, keep going. Come on. That was sweet. It doesn't look that way.
No, we just wondered whether that would just free Sam Stosur up a little bit after winning that opening set. And as you say, Casey, that was a brilliant game from her, and certainly looking to go onwards and upwards from here. They were a breakdown early in the opening set with the Australians. The opposite is true here at the start of the second.
Love 15.
Well, these are sometimes look a little easier than they actually are, which is what I always said to my coach.
I think I use that one too.
15 all.
Slow ball, high above the net. They're not as easy as you think.
I think my coach used to scream at me, then move your feet, get in a better position.
Oh. 15-13.
Just moved a little laterally, didn't she? A little flat rather than on the diagonal to give herself some movement into the court, take it a little bit. She caught it behind her. Almost had to drag it back down the line.
All. Yeah. 14-13.
Again, he's done a wonderful job of finding the right serve at the right time. And it hasn't always been power, it's been depth as well.
It's been really solid tonight, hasn't he, Piers? He's returned well, besides that first game where he perhaps missed a few first serves. The rest of this match, he's been very good tonight.
15 love. 30 love. Let's for service. Portilla. Let's second service.
Is that an unforgivable sin in doubles, getting passed down the middle?
Yes. Yep. I think there used to be a 10 push-up, or if you let anything go through the middle part of the court.
A little short on the box. Easy pickings for Sam Stosur.
40-30.
There may still be a little bit of work in this particular game for Harriet Dart. John Peers will fancy his chances on this point. Didn't want to take the game, you wanted to take Johnny O'Mara's head off. But a game on the board in the second set for Team Great Britain as Team Australia lead by a set 2-1.
Good work. Come on. It's the way. It's the way. Yeah, we just had a little lull there. It's all right. Yeah, we've had a little lull. Get back on it now.
Now, there was all smiles at the end from John Peers, but he might just rue that a little bit later on if things get a little more tricky. That was a good opportunity to get back to Juice's deciding point and potentially grab a 3-love lead here and put his side almost home and dry. For Australian tennis, hasn't it? Of course, talked about John Peers and Storm Sanders, wonderful win at the US Open in the mixed doubles there. What chances that two left-handers out of Rockhampton have become Grand Slam champions. What an amazing feat that was, of course. Evden Purcell's epic run at Wimbledon, of course. The Kokkinakis-Kyrgios drama at the start of the year that ended up with the silverware, of course, in Melbourne, and then Australia reaching the finals of the Davis Cup and the Billie Jean King. The Davis Cup and the Billie Jean King Cup as well.
And then Ash Barty also won. It's had to. It's been a great year from all accounts. Feels like Ash won so many years ago, but it was only this year, 2022 still.
She's already been retired and become an author. I mean, you know.
Of adults' books and children's books.
I suppose that sort of success always begs the question, how does the future look? The next wave of juniors, potential Grand Slam champions.
Yeah, look, I think we've definitely got some talent coming through. I think COVID really affected our juniors purely because they weren't able to get on the road and compete as much as perhaps we would have liked them to have. But there's no doubt, whether it be singles, mixed, doubles, whatever champions we're producing at that highest level, that filters down to that grassroots. So, I mean, I've got 3 young kids myself, and I see so many kids out at Clubland playing and talking about Ash Barty, you know, a number of different Aussie players. So, definitely inspiring.
40-15.
If that left hip with the best return. O'Mara's hit for the match. I think he was pretty impressed with that one.
$40-13.
Tattooed dart there.
Team Australia leads 3-1.
To be fair, that was a legit shot. He was on the full stretch. Very tough to kind of angle it anywhere else here.
Yeah, unintentional.
Yeah, the reason I asked that question, because it's always easy to translate that success as we're finding out, actually, you know, back in the UK, the generational success with Andy, of course, and then Emma's come along, and Jamie Murray, obviously on the men's double side, we've had, you know, significant success. Players like Neil Scupsey, Joe Salisbury as well. I mean, the list goes on, but I mean, as I said earlier, where Johnny came from, University of Stirling, unbelievable facilities in Scotland, and the National Academy's getting shut. Tennis Scotland struggling to double the number of indoor courts, which clearly you need in a place like Scotland, from 112 to 225, which was the stated goal. And you would think it'd be easy after the success that the Murray boys have had.
You would think so, but I think we underestimate the value of those people within those clubs and that keep those communities thriving, that then also produce that next talent, right? I think it's great, as you said, to have these role models. But I know even in my journey, I was inspired by my mum and my nan at my local club, and those people sometimes are just as important to keeping players in the game and getting them to love the game just as much as you said, those champions that we ultimately want to produce.
Because we revel in their success, as we did with Tim Edmund over the course of his illustrious career. And it's not always easy to replicate it. Dart and O'Mara staying in contention here in the second set.
Got you on the wrist?
Yeah.
That's it. I'm gunning for him now. Yeah. Yeah. Shake it off. Shake it off. Great serving.
The best anyone's ever played on the ATP tour without a warm-up.
Yeah, Yeah.
By miles. Respect. It's good.
They weren't even cheering their teammates in the match before.
Huh?
Our opponents were in there. They weren't even watching.
No, they weren't watching that. Come on. First point.
Yeah, I won this now. Now
Any
that we're right in the
second
heat of it,
serve,
I really want
take
it.
it
I
on.
can't lie, if the ball's popped in that, you never want to take it.
Don't go at it. Go round it. Let's win.
Time.
Well, it's late, but there's a lot of energy there. I wish those parents very well. That looks like a bedtime that's going to be well after midnight. Hopefully it's not a work day for those parents tomorrow. Hopefully they got a day off because they're going to need a lie-in. We've all been there. He was hoping that Johnny O'Mara was going to park himself a little bit more to the right and there was going to be some space. Oh, he snapped that off beautifully, read it, anticipated it, executed. A trilogy of perfection there from Johnny O'Mara.
Oh, I mean it.
Oh, didn't look as though there was room past Sam Stosur from there. Dart founded it.
Hello, 40.
Come on, Johnny!
That was a 192 and you just went, ooh. Come on, here you go. Should have returned that one. Come on.
What a returning game that was from Team GB.
The ring and salt.
Great work. Come on.
Didn't do anything wrong, Team Australia.
You know, some solid returning from both Dart and O'Mara there in that game.
Love.
Eclipsed by a bit of brilliance there, Team Australia. They got to respond. Harriet Dart there, not wishing to give up a look at a second serve, just rolls the first one in, 134. He's everywhere at the moment, Johnny O'Mara.
definitely got a second wind, hasn't he, this last 10 minutes. I said earlier, just had a little bit of a lull, but he's found his second wind.
No.
Been unplayable for the last couple of games, Stosur and O'Mara.
Beautiful return from Piers will break the string of points. Yeah, that's the type of return that I'd like to try and see Sam play a bit more. Just hard and fast through the middle, and then even off the next one, went back again, creating an opportunity for herself with this one.
Let's Vessels. Deciding point.
Yeah. Good reactions second time around from Johnny O'Mara.
4 games for 3.
Sam Stosur just trying to go right through O'Mara the net. Not sure that was the wisest decision. Certainly wasn't the outcome she wanted. 4-3 Team GB.
Great reflexes, buddy. Do you need some? Do you want some salt? Do you need some salt? I worry if you're going to cramp.
It's possible. I feel great.
Come on. Let's get on this next service game.
Glad we won that game.
Yeah, huge.
He has gone a second shade of red.
Huge. And now you've got to look at Stosur's serve. Come on. Move around. Good energy. Put him under pressure.
I actually really started to feel my returns there. That was nice.
Pardon?
I really started to feel the returns.
Yeah, you played a great service game to break.
Yeah.
Rip them. Come on. Keep it going.
Tomorrow, Nadal and
Urania.
That 197 backhand return.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Come on.
That's good for dartboard, that. Here's you at 197. I'd said to her cover white. She didn't listen to me. She went cover T. And then she's gone Luke return, the winner. And I've gone to Hewitt. I've gone, that's a Hewitt return.
Come on, this one right here, first point. This is it. Come on.
Time.
We'll have to get Johnny O'Mara to explain the dance reference. I don't think he was saying it just because he's playing with Harriet Dahl, to be honest. I think he was talking about a 180, which is triple 20 3 times, like the perfect 3 darts. It was a perfect returning. There were 3 perfect arrows from them on the return. Stosur trying to stop the rot. Oh, that's a bullseye.
Along 15.
I think think he's even impressing himself out here, isn't he? Although when Harriet was playing her singles, I'm sure I heard someone from the team zone yell out, "Come on, dartboard," which I thought was a unique nickname, but now I'm not sure. But we'll have to ask him.
50-0. Great return, Johnny. Out. 30-15. Let Steady on.
That is the shot of the day. Sam Stosur, take a bow. That is absolutely brilliant.
40-30.
Awesome from the Aussie.
He is starting to return. Incredible.
Just plundering return after return.
Great work, Johnny. Let me see the shorts again.
Game, Team Australia.
That's a tough return to beat somebody of the experience of John Peers with. You have got to hit it absolutely perfectly, because it's not about where the ball is going to end up on the other side of the court, it's where it's going to intersect the net. And from there, John Peers literally has to commit to a complete cross, because by the time it crosses the net, from where Harriet Dart was, it's not even going to be outside the singles line if you're going to try and make that shot. And so he had planted himself in the perfect position.
Let's for service. Love 15.
Seen some brilliant returns out here tonight. That one, this is one of Sammy's favourite returns across the body.
Out. 15-0. Let's for service.
Come on.
30-15. $14-15.
Thanks, Mel.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. It's been the motto of Sam Stosur's life and that man Leighton Hewitt. And finally the Australian pierces the defences of Harriet Dart.
Yes. Deciding points.
That was absolute class from John Peers off the return. The next shot was brilliant through the middle. Just made the angles work for his team, and they will serve for the win. Well, that was a sensational turnaround from Team Australia there. Sam Stosur started it with the perseverance that she showed at 40-15, and then John Peers coming up with a quite simply sensational backhand return. And again, look at this. The obvious shot here is down the line, big space, but you open up the angles. He goes through the middle here, and Johnny O'Mara hoping that Sam Stosur is going to move and take up residence right in the middle of the court there. She didn't, and she just has an easy pickings, and that was beautifully done. Harriet Dart couldn't have done much more with that last point. Maybe the cross-court backhand return she'll feel as though she could have cut off. High time here out at the Olympic Park where the tennis is being held under that roof of the Ken Rosewell Arena. Perhaps after another wonderful day here at the United Cup, it is drawing to a conclusion before we move into the next day, which is just a mere 34 minutes away. Been a tough opening tie here for Team Australia, swiftly going down 3-love to Team GB, but signs of life and a little bit of a renaissance in the last couple of matches. Jason Kubler getting the better of Dan Evans, who decided to sit out this mixed doubles, and it is now John Peers and Sam Stosur serving to put a second tie on the board for Team Australia.
$15
Very big on the return. Come on.
13 love. Thank you.
The amount of returns she's hit like that have dropped in has been outrageous. And she's hit so many, I'm now starting to believe perhaps she means them.
Video.
Nothing fortunate about that quality strike from Harriet Dard and from 30 love. And the match seemingly done and dusted. Here is an opportunity to breathe new life into it for Johnny O'Mara. Oh, and he's moved his serve around exceptionally well there, John Pearce. Perhaps partly put off by the way that Johnny O'Mara has returned off that forehand side recently.
Wait, John, we need to see it. Matthew, can we see it?
Yes, deciding point.
Absolutely elite level serving from John Pearce. Johnny O'Mara had no idea what was coming at him, and he was beaten by pace and placement in a highly entertaining mixed doubles. But a glittering Grand Slam career of Sam Stosur's and John Pearce. Ultimately, they had the difference in quality at the right moments in that match to put a second tie on the board for Team Australia. A close fought affair. And Tomljanovic in the back there, who unfortunately because of a knee injury couldn't play in the singles this evening, to perhaps give Australia a chance to turn it around. And just how significant that has proved to be, well, you just never know. Madison Inglis unable to get past Harriet Dard, which put Team GB in an unassailable 3-0 lead. And had Dart won that, perhaps Australia could have come away with a win after Kubler's fabulous win, having been down 5 love in the second set, to turn that around and win in straight sets against Dan Evans. And then Stosur and Pearce, winners also in a couple of sets. Finishing serve from John Pearce, which has been a staple of his superb career. And the smile says it all. Here is Sam and John with Casey.
Well, Sam, John, congratulations. Not the result in terms of the tie, but 3-2, a good result. And John, I guess first to you, how energised were you coming out here to play this mixed after obviously seeing Maddie play a great match, but then Jason win his match?
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great team effort to bring it back to 3-2 at the end. it's always fun playing with Sam. I haven't played with her for a few years, so it's good to play on the same side of the court as her. But Coop set the standard there, and we couldn't let him down there.
And now, Sam, you've had a busy week, obviously being co-captain and then being a playing captain and out here tonight. But how important was it for you to get out here with John tonight and put in a really good performance?
Yeah, I was super excited to get out here and play. It's been a big couple of days, different sort of role for me, but I've enjoyed it, but certainly prefer being out there on the court more. So yeah, had to try and pull my weight for the team out here, and thankfully playing with Pearsy, it's pretty easy. So yeah, it was great fun.
And John, in terms of the co-captaincy, how's it been having two legends of our game in Sam and Leighton, I guess, lead the team here this week?
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic. To have two skippers with so much experience is it's amazing for us to play for, and to be able to play alongside one was a lot of fun.
And Sam, lastly to you, obviously another tie now against Team Spain. So what's the preparations for Team Australia for the next few days?
Yeah, we've got a couple of days off, which is nice. 2 good days to have off, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So
we planned that well.
We'll enjoy that scheduling. And but yeah, a bit of practice obviously in those days, and looking ahead now to Spain. I think it's great that we were able to pull it back to 3-2, because you never know in this format, we still might have a chance. So yeah, we got to go out there, give it everything we got, and we'll certainly do that every single time.
Yeah, and sorry, lastly, John, I just wanted to ask you how great it was to be back out here playing on Ken Rosewell Arena in front of an Australian crowd.
Yeah, it's always fantastic to come back to Ken Rosewell Arena. We've had some great memories here in the past, and the Sydney crowd's always fun to play in front of, and it's always fun when it gets nice and noisy in here. So keep coming out, guys, and keep getting loud.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate Sam Stosur and John Pearce.
Yeah, they look pretty happy. Nice interview with Casey there, and so they should be. Nice, healthy number of first serves in at 80% there. In fact, though, it has to be said that Stosur and O'Mara did a pretty decent job of chiseling out a number of good first serves to turn it around. A few more forehand winners, and opportunities galore, to be honest. 19 break points combined for both teams. Very small margins goes Team Australia's way. And she's won more important matches in her life in terms of her legacy, but any win at this stage for Sam Stosur will be celebrated, and rightly so. As we just confirm the matches that we have seen here tonight. Harriet Dart getting the final point that Team GB needed for the win against Madison Inglis, 6-4, 6-4. It's a good performance from the Australian as well, as she was a late replacement from Isla Tomjanovic. Jason Kubler, who's been having a sensational 2022, having the year of his life in so many ways, making that superb comeback in the second set.